Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the digital toolkit you literally use every single day. We're talking about email, web browsers, and search engines. We're going to bypass the surface level stuff and really look at how these core tools shape the way we learn, work, and communicate. But right off the bat, I want you to think about this for a second. What app or website do you usually use when you're searching online? You might automatically say Google or maybe Chrome or Safari, but do you know the exact difference between them? If you don't, hey, you are absolutely not alone. It's a super common point of confusion, and we're going to clear the whole thing up today. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Navigating the digital world. 2. Web browsers. 3. Search engines. 4. Email. And 5. Responsible digital citizenship. Let's get right into it. Part 1. Navigating the digital world. Okay, so let's set the foundation. The internet is basically the physical infrastructure that we travel on. It's this massive global network connecting computer systems all over the world. Just think of it like a giant physical highway system. And just like a real highway, you need an on-ramp to get your data moving, right? Well, that on-ramp is your internet service provider. Now, if the internet is the physical road network, the World Wide Web represents the actual cities, buildings, and specific resources you're traveling to. It's the system that utilizes that internet infrastructure so you can actually access information stored on computers globally. Which brings us to part 2, web browsers, your digital window. If the web is the destination, a web browser is your vehicle. It's the actual application, things like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari, or Opera. You install it locally on your device, and it does the heavy lifting of rendering code into the visual, readable websites we interact with every single day. Looking at the browser interface itself, you've got your address bar for URLs and your tabs for multitasking. But let's talk about bookmarks for a second. When you bookmark a site, the browser doesn't just save the name, it actually stores the exact DNS routing path. This acts as a saved shortcut, so you can instantly jump back to that digital location without having to memorize the insanely complex IP address behind it. Pretty handy, right? All right, part 3, search engines finding information. Remember that question I asked you at the very beginning? Well, here is the absolutely crucial difference. A web browser, like Chrome, is the software application living on your device. A search engine, on the other hand, like Google or Bing, is a web service that you access inside that browser. So you use the browser Chrome to visit the search engine Google. Makes sense, right? When you query a search engine, you're tapping into an index of literally billions of pages. To put that into perspective, Google processes over 100,000 searches every single second. So to cut through all that noise, you really want to utilize the tabs near the top of your search results, like images, videos, and news. These act as instant filters, stripping away text results when you only need a specific media format or, say, a recent broadcast. Now, to get the absolute most accurate results, simplify your search terms down to your core keywords. And here's a pro tip for you. Use quotation marks around exact phrases. This literally forces the algorithm to find that exact string of words, saving you from having to sift through a bunch of irrelevant algorithmic guesses. And hey, if you still can't find what you need, don't give up. Just try a different search engine. Moving right along to part 4, email, digital communication. Email is our go-to asynchronous digital communication tool. Whether you're using Gmail, Yahoo Mail, or Outlook, it's the standardized protocol for sending messages and files securely across the web. Oh, and here's a fun fact for you. The term spam for junk email actually comes from a classic Monty Python sketch where the word spam is just repeated relentlessly, much like those unwanted emails clogging up your inbox. The interface across all these providers is highly standardized. You manage your incoming routing in the inbox. When you click that Compose button, you're managing the outgoing metadata. That's your recipient address, the subject line to announce your topic, the message body, and of course, your file attachments. And thankfully, modern systems are always auto-saving your work straight into a drafts folder. When you are actually sending a file, precision absolutely matters. First, ensure the recipient's email is flawless in that to field. Second, never, ever leave the subject line blank. It's super essential for the receiver's own inbox organization. Attach your documents, write a clear, concise message, and always take a second to review your tone before you confidently hit send. And finally, part 5, responsible digital citizenship. Having access to all these amazing tools means we really need to understand our digital footprint. Using courteous words, checking your spelling and grammar, and keeping messages short and clear all show respect for the reader's time. But even more importantly, you need to fiercely protect your personal information and always credit your sources to avoid copying. Remember, your digital footprint is permanent. Honesty and respect are just as vital online as they are face-to-face. Ultimately, as our quote here says, emails, web browsers, and search engines help us complete school, work, and daily life tasks responsibly. This whole thing isn't just about knowing where to click. It's about empowering yourself to be a highly effective, secure, and responsible participant in the modern digital economy. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. How will you use these digital tools to improve your daily life? Whether it's securely applying for a new job, efficiently tracking down a healthy family recipe, or just staying closely connected with the people you love, the power is literally right there at your fingertips. Thank you so much for exploring this digital toolkit with me today. Keep practicing, stay curious. I'll see you on the next explainer.